Welcome to Introduction to Statistics online here at Rowan Cabarrus Community College. I'm your teacher, Marie Barrier, and I have some tips for you as you get started. First thing you should notice here in the class is the nice welcome announcement that we have for you. Please read through that carefully. It has a lot of starting tips for you, and also within the text around the middle portion, there's a link that you can click on. The link is called Math 152 Orientation. This takes you to a PowerPoint that explains how the class works a little better, in my opinion, than just reading the announcement itself. So please take a few minutes, click through that. Also note that throughout this class, the main way that I'm going to communicate with you guys will be through those announcements in Blackboard. So make sure that you're checking your email regularly, because the announcement will also send an email to your Rowan Cabarrus student email account. But also make sure you're logging into Blackboard to see any modifications that I've posted here on the main announcement page. After you've worked through the entire announcement, you're going to see a little Start Here link on the left-hand side of your screen in Blackboard. Go into Start Here. The most important thing that you need to do immediately after getting to Start Here would be complete your enrollment verification assignment. This assignment is your way of telling me that you came to class. So you need to initially enter our class officially by completing this assignment. It's not graded. It doesn't hurt your grade, but you need to do this so that I can keep you in this class, and also so that I can open up the homework for you in MyLabs Plus. So you're going to see work come up here in Blackboard under Course Content. Course content being where all your module stuff is, and little reminders on the deadlines, that sort of thing. That stuff will become available to you. But also MyLabs Plus, your online homework, will become available to you. So complete your EVA, your enrollment verification assignment, immediately. Right after you finish this assignment, also go ahead and log into MyLabs Plus. Everyone has access to this, but you need to log into it because I am manually releasing that homework for you once I check on Blackboard to make sure you did this first assignment. So there's a small time lapse here. Get into MyLabs Plus. As soon as you get into MyLabs Plus, and of course you've completed that EVA, I can open up that homework as well so you can start working. I've already had some good questions about can I work ahead? Absolutely. Definitely work ahead. In an online class, those of you who have had online classes before know this, but in an online class it's highly recommended that you get about 1 week ahead of deadline. That's not required, but the deadlines are like the minimum. That's where you need to be to finish the class on time, because of course you're still expected to meet those deadlines. So what a lot of students discover pretty early on is getting at least a couple days, hopefully 1 full week ahead of pace, is really beneficial in case they have trouble with something, in case they need to come and use our tutoring on campus, which is free, in case they need to contact me and set up a virtual meeting, or set up a time to meet at the coffee house or here in my office. That sort of thing, you don't want to wait until the last minute. Also, some of the assignments take time. So what I want you to notice as you're exploring the class, go ahead and go into the FAQ, the facts section. There's a little link on the left-hand side here in Blackboard also. In that section, as you scroll through, you're going to see a huge column of dates that are highlighted. So I want you to make very special, clear note. Maybe even, I would probably print this. Maybe even print this. Because this shows you all of the deadlines you have to follow for this class, and it's very important that you stay on top of these. It's kind of tricky because the deadlines are not, they're not super consistent like they might be in a class that lasts for a long time. Because this class is shorter, because it's just an 8-week class, the deadlines happen like almost every day. You have deadlines on Monday, on Wednesday, on Thursdays, sometimes on Sundays. It's just mixed up. So you need to keep a nice calendar for yourself, because otherwise it would be very easy to miss a deadline. Speaking of deadlines, you guys take your tests in the testing center. So a lot of your work is done remotely at your convenience, in Blackboard or in MyLabs Plus. It's kind of half and half almost. So you'll be spending a lot of time on your own doing this. Your tests, however, they are in MyLabs Plus, but you can't access them. You have to go to the testing center, which is an appointment. You have to make an appointment to do this. And in the testing center, that's how you take your tests. So after you look over this deadline sheet, I really recommend that you go ahead and pre-schedule all of your tests for the entire semester. Well, the entire summer semester. Generally, I tell students go ahead and schedule for whatever's convenient close to that date. And then if you do get ahead, you can always go and change your appointment slot. What pre-scheduling does for you, in addition to helping you remember to mark your calendar for those very important dates, is it actually makes sure the seats don't get filled up, because they do tend to fill up. And we have a lot of stats classes and other classes that have similar test dates. The rule for taking these tests is you must always take them no later than their due date, and there's not extensions on these. So what you need to do is always plan to take them a little bit early or exactly the day they're due. And so once you figure out your own personal schedule and what works, definitely I would schedule all of those. That way you're not competing or not getting the spot that you want whenever you're testing. Let's see. Here in Blackboard, you will be completing some little discussion boards. You have a journal. Those are pretty easy grades. I'm not going to be super crazy strict on those as long as I see effort and that you're thinking as you respond to these, okay? So thinking means you don't just say something. You say something statistical, okay, in those responses. In Blackboard, there is another assignment, a third thing, in addition to discussion board and journals. It's the labs. You submit those here in Blackboard. Follow the directions in your module. And the labs I do grade generally much more strictly, I guess is the best way to say it. So be careful with those, okay? Take those seriously, work on them. Let me know if you're having trouble. You'll notice as you're working on things in this class that going into the course content and following the recommendations in those modules will help you to be pretty successful. There's PowerPoints in there. Some of the PowerPoints even have video links within themselves. And then, of course, in MyLabs Plus, you can go and find media resources. There's a little link on the left inside MyLabs Plus for media resources, and what you can do there is pull up extra videos. So go through the PowerPoint in the module, watch all those videos, take your lab very seriously, take some time on it. That's going to be one of the time consumers. Within MyLabs Plus, in addition to those videos that you have access to, and I think there's other resources too, like Help Me Now, other things. In addition to those videos and things, which I do require that you at least open the video before you do your homework in MyLabs Plus, you have the homework, you have quizzes, and you also have your tests. The tests, again, only open in the testing center, so schedule that. You can use your calculator. Let me show you the calculator I recommend for you. It's a TI-84. Plus is my favorite, but you can use any graphing calculator, really. The 84 Plus tends to have some better functions for you at the end of the semester. If you have an 83 or a regular 84, that should work fine. This is just kind of the best one. It'll make some of your little statistical things that you try to do, confidence intervals, hypothesis tests, and things like that a little bit nicer. In this class, you'll notice that you tend to go into the stat button a lot. That's going to be one of your favorite places. And distribution, which is in blue, over VARs. That's going to be the blue second button, and then distribution. Those are your two favorite places. But you'll discover through the PowerPoints and things, hopefully, how to use the calculator to supplement your work in this class. This class is very interpretation driven, so it's definitely okay and recommended that you learn how to use your calculator effectively. If you have trouble, if some of these videos, if the PowerPoints, if something's not helping you enough, and you want immediate feedback, go on YouTube. Or let's see, there's also Khan Academy, which may have some stats stuff on there. But try to find videos online on how to do this stuff. And then, of course, reach out to me, too. I'm here for you quite a bit. I can meet with you virtually, which is like over the computer. I can meet with you here in the office if we set up an appointment. And I'm going to do my best. I'm going to have at least one coffee house, little meet and greet kind of study hall to see if you guys like that. But I could certainly meet with you like at the coffee house while I'm grading. You could be working kind of thing, and I can give you some feedback that way. Also remember, there's free tutoring here at Rowan Cabarrus. So if you look that up on the main page, go in and start getting some tutoring help. I tell students to get there immediately. You want to start good study habits in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 when life is easy. Because in statistics, it gets more complicated. The big speed bump in this class being Chapter 5. If you succeed at Chapter 5 and you succeed understanding it well, in my opinion, the class gets easier. The material doesn't get easier, but that comprehension of Chapter 5 really, really makes a difference in how you do for the rest of this class. So take it very seriously, start good study habits early, go to tutoring, contact me, practice using the videos you already have access to, and then going online and finding other supplemental videos as needed. Those are good study techniques for you as a student here in this online class. Let's see, I told you guys to make sure that you pay attention to your dates and that you make sure you pre-schedule those tests in the testing center. What else? Oh, check out faculty information in Blackboard. I have some information about me, including my email address, which is the #1 way to contact me. In the summer, I don't just sit in my office. I'm actually kind of out and about. So I might be at a coffee house working. I might be in my office. I might be meeting students online virtually, somewhere, anywhere, really. I mean, so if you email me, that's the best way for me to be able to work with you. And that email address is under faculty information. Also, of course, check out your syllabus as you're exploring. Notice the percentages. That way, as you're pacing yourself and monitoring your time input, you can be smart about it and make sure that you're putting a lot of time into the things that count a lot towards your grade. Hopefully towards everything, but especially towards those high-weighted items. I think I mentioned the coffee shop meetup. So last but not least, mark your calendar. If you are available, I would love to meet however many people can come. On Tuesday of next week, which is May 31st. This is a meet and greet / study hall. I've deliberately scheduled this meeting before your test. So you do have a big deadline this week. On Thursday, your EVA is due and like half of your materials due, so check that out. And then next week is your first test. So on Tuesday, if you have some questions or you just want to come say hello to me and meet some of your classmates, Tuesday, May 31st, and the time slot would be between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. at Dilworth Coffee House in Concord. So that's off Poplar Tent Road, the plaza right there that has Harris Teeter and BB&T. There's the coffee house. There's a little bit of Dilworth. I like to go there to grade sometimes. So I'm going to go there and relax, grade a little bit, and hopefully a couple people will stop by. If you take the time and you're able to stop by, that is worth 3 bonus points on your first test to me. I want to encourage you guys to do it. If you're completely bummed and you can't make that time slot, we can set up a virtual meeting or an office meeting or something and let you earn that 3 points at a different time. But I do want you guys to know that I'm here for you. This class is a lot of independent study. It really is, because it's an online class. So I want you to be aware of that. I want you also to know, though, that I'm your teacher and that I'm here to work with you and help you as much as I can. You are not required to have a textbook, but if you decide you want a hard copy, it looks like this. Your MyLabs Plus also gives you access to the online book and to all the tables you need and stuff like that. So if you're a tactile kind of person, you want to use a highlighter, that kind of thing, there you go. But again, it's not required. And your MyLabs Plus access, you don't have to pay anything extra for that. That's why I said go ahead and log on there immediately after you do your EVA. It was paid for with your tuition when you paid for the class. So no worries on that. The only really extra thing you got to get, again, is a calculator. Okay, have a good summer semester, and I'm sure we'll be in touch.